Okay, let's get started with sector area. This is not the same as arc length for a lot of reasons. So going back to the pizza comparison, the arc length was kind of calculating the crust of the pizza, and for sector area, we're calculating all of the, like the pepperoni, the cheese, everything that goes inside, or whatever toppings you like on your pizza. Of course, I'm just using pizza as a reference. We're not really doing that unless you want to go calculate the sector area of your pizza. But this is what it is talking about. And so in this equation, it kind of looks similar to arc length, if you notice. But the biggest difference here is that instead of multiplying by the circumference, we are now multiplying by the area of that circle. So let's get started over here. Again, I have these visuals to kind of help you see the difference. So the whole area of a circle would be everything inside. So all the space inside of a circle, all the space inside the circle. And the formula for this, hopefully you remember from 7th or 8th grade, is pi r squared. Area equals pi r squared. And for sector area, it's kind of in the name. So section is the way I like to see it. It's just a section of the area, not the whole area of the circle, just a section of it. And so we bring back that word that we used for arc length. It's a portion of the area in the circle. Okay? So you can kind of see the difference between all four now that we've completed this part. Circumference is the distance around the circle. Arc length is a part of that circumference. Area is the space inside of the circle. And sector area is, again, a portion of that area in the circle. So let's get started with our examples. I'm going to do this kind of the same way I did the other video. So first, I'm going to highlight what is the problem telling me to do. A lot of times, we just don't read the problem, and then we're like, what do I do? So this one is area, which is why the whole circle is shaded in, right? And same for this one. Let's copy all that. Same for this one. But for these over here, it's not the whole circle, it's just a section of it. So for this circle, it's a pretty big section, but they're leaving out that little white slice, so not the white slice. Don't judge my highlighting, okay? And then for this one, it's just this little slice of section they want me to find, area, that section of the area. Okay, so this is area, and this is sector area. Let's write our formula. So for this first one, we're going to find the area of the whole circle with a radius of 5. Let me use another color. Radius equals 5. And my formula is pi r squared. Area of a circle, of a 2D circle is pi r squared. And then we just plug it in. Your radius is 5, and then we square it. Squared, not square root, squared. We let Desmos do the math for us, so when you do yours, just make sure that you are being careful when you're typing in Desmos. Pi 5 squared. And so I'm rounding to the hundredths, so that is 78.54, since there's a 9 after the 3. And this is inches. When we do area, we have to use squared in our answer, units squared, since we squared that number. Okay? So this area problem, does not look the same because this time they didn't give me the radius. What does 20 represent? It's not the radius. If I'm going all the way across, do you remember? Starts with a D. Diameter, that's the diameter. So how do I find the radius if I have the diameter? Well, the radius goes from the center to the edge, so that's half of the diameter. So 20 divided by 2 equals 10. So my radius is 10 for this circle. And now I can plug it in to my formula. So my radius is 10. Plug it in, square it, go to Desmos. Pi times 10 squared. 314 point, the number after the 5 is a 9, so 16 meters, right? Meters squared. And that is the whole, oh, that's not going to be good. That's the whole area for this circle. All right. Let's do sector area, okay? So sector area is just a section of the area in the circle. I'm going to label the measurements. I have a 7 meters and I have 20 degrees. So this is obviously the radius. But that 20 degrees is pointing at the little white section of the illustration. And so I don't need the degrees for this. I need the degrees for the shaded area, which is this part of the circle. So how am I going to find this section that I need from here to here, all the way around? What is your problem-solving skill going to tell you to do? 360 is the whole degrees of the circle, so you just take away 20 from that, and that gives us 340. So the shaded area, the section that I want, this part of the circle is 340 degrees. So this section is 340, which is the one I need. Let's write our formula. So sector area is equal to the part of the circle that you need out of 360 times area, which is pi r squared. And then now we can plug it in. Sorry, let me change the color because I was doing blue. And then we can plug in the 340 degrees out of the 360 of the full circle times pi. My radius, I labeled it, is 7 right here. 7, and then squared. So let's see what value that gives me. Okay, I plugged it into Desmos, and it was 145.39 meters squared. And there we have it. Okay, the last one is a little section of this circle. This one is telling me that I have a radius of 3 feet. And this section is 45 degrees opened. And now we can plug it in. Surface area equals the portion out of the whole circle times your area, which is pi r squared. We plug in the values we know. So 45 degrees, this one was just straightforward. 45 degrees out of 360 times pi times my radius, which in this circle, it's a 3-foot radius squared. And now we can go plug it in. So I'll show you one more time in Desmos. 45 out of 360, so that creates a fraction, times pi times, I'm going to show you all the different ways you could do this in Desmos. You still get the same answer, times 3 squared. So it's a small number, but we'll take it, 3.53. And this one was feet. So 3.53 feet squared. All right, that is sector area for you. If Ms. Hernandez can ever make a good rectangle, maybe, never. Okay. All right, so the good news is you've learned everything you need for our next quiz, which is going to cover equations, arc length, and sector area. Just a reminder, that mastery quiz that we take is gonna give you 3 grades when you take it, okay? Those 3 topics. All right, have a good day.